Yes, what's up? This is Blaze the Movie Fan, and it's time for another commentary video. This time I will be commenting on The Amazing Atheist. I have been both a fan and a hater of that guy. I've got my respect for him, lost my respect for him, but as of right now, I fucking hate him. Yeah! Now, someone might think that everything about him has been said and done. He is an e-beggar. His videos on politics are horrible. All he does in his videos bashing Christians is stating motherfucking obvious. But there is one thing about him that so far nobody has called him out on, or at least nobody that I'm aware of. And that's his videos on movies. Oh boy, are they horrible. The Amazing Atheist, I really hope that you see this video because you need to realize the truth about yourself and just accept it. You, sir, are the worst movie reviewer on this website. Your reviews on Hercules and Robin Hood are some of the worst movie reviews I've ever seen. You know what both of these have in common? You complained about realism even though that was the entire fucking point of both of these movies. Look, I don't care if you don't like Robin Hood from 2010 or Hercules with Dwayne Johnson. That's all well and good. However, if your only argument is that the movie sucks because it's too realistic and the rest of your points are just nitpicks, that really destroys your credibility as a movie reviewer. And no, I'm not saying this because I'm a fan of these two movies. Because to be honest, everyone else who has said something negative about them did give a very good reason as to why they hate the movie. You did not. Also, moron, did it ever occur to you that maybe the reason why these movies are so realistic is because they are based on someone who fucking existed in real life? But enough of his reviews in general. How is his reaction video to the Star Wars trailer? Well, let's take a look.
My reaction to the trailer when I first saw it was a resounding meh. And I've watched it several times since then, and my opinion has changed from meh to lost the M. I don't know if that's an improvement or not.
Yeah, that's fine, man. There are many movies that many people are excited for that I'm not very excited for either.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, well, I guess at that point I'm just a goddamn fool. And if this movie sucks, then they'll have fooled me 4 times, because I'm definitely going to see it.
How can you even compare the prequels to the new movie? George Lucas has no control over it. The only thing George Lucas controls about this movie is the fact that he did used to at one point own the Star Wars franchise. Oh, and trust me people, this irrational comparison is gonna be a problem throughout this video.
And I don't want anyone to think that I'm judging this movie by the trailer. I'm not here to tell you what I think the movie's gonna be, because I honestly have no fucking idea.
It doesn't matter! You're still unfairly comparing the trailer to the Star Wars prequels. The reason why it's such a big issue is because this movie doesn't even have the same fucking director. What the hell is wrong with you?
And you would figure all that stuff would be enough to get me all hyped up and like, yeah! But the problem with all that is, it's just shit we've seen before, and it's like, here, all the stuff you like is gonna be back! And it's like, okay, that's cool, but what do you got that's new?
Are you seriously going to make a generic statement that can apply to every single trailer out there that happens to be a trailer of the sequel?
And the only new thing I saw is like, we got a lightsaber that has a lightsaber crossguard on it. And you just look at that and you think, it looks pretty cool, but wouldn't that be hugely impractical? Like, wouldn't that actually make it less maneuverable than a regular lightsaber? Because he's always got to be worrying about these two things sticking out of the sides. Like, oh shit, just chop my fucking thumb off. Oops.
This is just pointless nitpicking. I mean, yes, CinemaSins is on my recommended channels, but here's the thing. They nitpick for comedic effect. You are obviously serious about that stupid nitpick. Now, there's nothing wrong with asking questions, but when you try to make something that you don't understand a flaw of a trailer, that really destroys your credibility. And for the record, I can clearly see that the guy is holding that thing extremely fucking hard and is not letting it go.
I mean, look, I'm not saying this is a bad teaser trailer.
How the hell is nitpicking and using generic statement that applies to every trailer of sequels out there not implying that it's a bad trailer?
On the other hand, J.J. Abrams is involved, and the Star Trek movies kinda sucked.
So your only reason for thinking that the movie is gonna suck because of J.J. Abrams is because he made the Star Trek movies? I'm sorry to say, but that's very fucking ignorant. You can't judge a director by one movie franchise. How about you do your fucking research? And by fucking research, I mean proper fucking research. Not quickly look at this filmography, see one bad movie and go, oh my god, he made that movie, so he must suck. Super 8 and Mission Impossible 3 are movies that have been getting well-deserved positive reception. It's shit like this that makes me convinced that you are the worst movie reviewer on this entire website.
And I know some people out there are like, quit fucking piling shit on the prequels. They weren't that bad. Yes, they were, and if you disagree, you're a fucking moron. End of fucking story. Sorry, but you just are.
Wow! You seriously have to insult people simply because they disagree with you? I mean, don't get me wrong, I fucking hate the prequels as well. I think they are some of the worst movies ever made. But here's the thing, just because I and you fucking hate the movies doesn't mean that nobody can have legitimately good reasons for liking the movie. You see, opinions are subjective. And for the record, you are the one who is acting like a fucking moron. Treating opinions like facts and bashing everybody who you disagree with is normal for a teenager, not an adult. The fact that you're older than me and are still acting that way is very fucking pathetic. And you seriously need to change your ways if you want any respect from the movie community here on YouTube.
But the teaser trailer really didn't do much to amp me up for the movie. I still feel the same way I did before seeing it.
Wow, that video was terrible. My main issue with the video is the fact that The Amazing Atheist was not willing to give the trailer a proper chance. His only argument is that Star Wars prequels fucking suck, so the new Star Wars movie must fucking suck as well. I'm honestly shocked that people still respect him after he has been shoving his opinions on movies down people's throats for so long. And what did he do a few months later? He's made a video that's even worse than this Yeti reaction video to the Star Wars trailer. Well, let's take a look.
Top 5 reasons why Avengers Age of Ultron will be better than Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens.
Are you seriously comparing Star Wars to Avengers? That makes no sense. The only thing they have in common are generic things that could apply to almost every movie out there. And unfortunately, he also backs it up with horrible reasons. You will see what I mean soon enough.
When I was a teenager, before geek culture went mainstream, I was saving all my lunch money that my mom gave me to buy the school lunch.
Who the fuck cares? When I see a video titled Top 5 Reasons Avengers is gonna be better than Star Wars, I expect to see a video that's purely about that. Is your really that important to you that you have to shove it in videos that have nothing to do with it? I mean, goddamn, I knew you were pathetic, but I didn't think you were this fucking pathetic.
Number 5, Joss Whedon is better than J.J. Abrams. These guys are very similar in that they're both writer, director, producers. They both do kind of geeky sci-fi stuff. And they both have an immense amount of talent in all of these areas. But neither one of them makes particularly cerebral movies. They make, popcorn flicks. It's just supposed to be, let's go to the theater and have some fun. And that's about all there is to it.
Another generic statement that applies to so many things. I mean, seriously, what you just said applies to every good director of fantasy or science fiction. This is why you have to do proper research, so you avoid making fluffed statements like this.
Number 4, the Marvel Universe hasn't been botched.
Wow, this statement just proves how much of a fucking fanboy you are. There are some movies from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I don't like. Iron Man 3, Captain America The First Adventures, Seriously, only a fanboy moron would make a statement like this.
Now we want to pretend that we can just forget about the Star Wars prequels, and hey, I wish we fucking could, but we can't.
Hate the prequels all you want. That's not what I have a problem with. What I do have a problem with is the fact that you aren't willing to give a new Star Wars movie a chance simply because of the prequels. That makes you an ignorant asshole. I'm sorry, but it does.
And while not every Marvel Studios movie has been a masterpiece, none of them have been even half as bad as the Star Wars prequels.
You don't need to prove further how much of a fucking fanboy you are. You did a great job proving that already.
And I know that the prequels have their defenders, but frankly, I think the people who defend those films need to be submitted for psychiatric evaluation.
Okay, it's one thing to insult the people who you disagree with, but saying that they need mental health simply because of an opinion on entertainment is fucking unacceptable. Opinions on movies are subjective. Get it through your thick skull.
As it stands, I think the J.J. Abrams Trek films are competent, they're interesting, they were entertaining at the time, but I've never really felt a tremendous urge to watch them again. I've seen both of them twice, and I would say that in both cases, the second time I watched was far worse than the first time I watched, because there's really not much to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I don't recall rewatching these movies or even thinking about rewatching them at any time years after they have been released.
Now, perhaps Abrams is better suited to making a Star Wars movie than a Star Trek film, but if he fails the Star Wars fan base the same way he failed the Star Trek fan base, then it might actually end up being worse than the prequels in a way, because the prequels at least were memorably bad.
Seriously, shut the fuck up about the fucking prequels. It's getting on my nerves.
It would be the first forgettable Star Wars movie. It would be the first Star Wars movie that was just, it was alright. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, just a way to spend a couple hours.
How can you overlook the fact that one of the reasons they are so bad is because they are so fucking forgettable? They have no redeemable quality. We don't need a first forgettable Star Wars movie because the prequels do a good enough job of that already. The reason they are not forgettable to you is because you hate them to the point that you aren't even willing to give a new Star Wars movie a chance. Wow, you're even worse than Ben the Looney was back in 2011.
Number 2, Whedon's got more practice. Whedon has already made an Avengers film. How did that do? Well, it got 8.2 on IMDb, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it grossed $1.5 billion internationally. Audiences liked it, critics liked it, and it made a boatload of fucking money. And yeah, we all know that one guy who didn't like it. Fuck that guy, he's an asshole.
Not only are you bashing the people who like the Star Wars prequels, you're now going as far as to bash people who don't like Avengers. I'm not surprised this guy has over 600,000 subscribers. I mean, hell, I'm subscribed to The Amazing Atheist too, but it's not because I respect him, but it's because I like laughing at his flawed arguments. What does surprise me is the fact that there are still people who respect him even to this day. How the hell can you respect somebody who acts like a total cunt towards everybody who he disagrees with? And no, I'm not saying that The Amazing Atheist is a cunt. I am saying that he is acting like one towards the people he disagrees with. Seriously, how the hell can you even respect a guy like that? It just baffles my mind. And the fact that there are a lot of YouTubers who make videos and want to have a civil, respectful discussions, barely get any views and comments on their videos, yet this guy, somebody who obviously doesn't fucking care about civil debate, gets so many undeserved views, is so fucking messed up.
But really, does anything about the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer lead you to believe that it would suck? No. And not trailer, trailers. There's been 3 of the fucking things, and each one looks more incredible than the fucking last.
Constantly showing how much of a fucking fanboy you are is just as bad as constantly showing how much you fucking hate the prequels. I mean, seriously, stop it. You're only making your flawed arguments even more broken.
But the number one reason, and probably the most important reason, that the Avengers Age of Ultron is going to be better than Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens is because Whedon can afford to make some mistakes. Abrams can't. It's not fair, but it's the truth. Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, sure, those are all iconic characters, but are they as iconic as Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess fucking Leia? I don't think so. If Whedon were to say, botch Thor, he just forgets how to write Thor, writes him shitty, and, Chris Hemsworth just doesn't do the same job he's done in all the previous incarnations of the character. You know what the audience will say when they come out of that movie? The movie was pretty good. Thor was a little off, but, whatever. That'd be about it. But if J.J. Abrams fucks up Luke Skywalker or Han Solo, you think people are just going to be like, it was pretty good. I mean, Luke Skywalker was... No, that ain't going to happen. It's be like, man, fucking Abrams ruined fucking Star Wars. Luke Skywalker fucking sucked in that movie, man. Man, it's bullshit. He's going to have to give us not only a vision of these classic, iconic characters, he's going to have to give us a vision of these characters 30 years later. The last time we saw those characters on the big screen was in 1983. 1983. That's before my old ass was born. It's been 3 fucking decades, more than 3 decades, since we've seen any of these characters. And you know what? Those characters are going to have changed in that time. And if the audience, that's us, doesn't like the changes that have been made to those characters, we don't like the way that the characters have progressed since we last visited their galaxy, we're gonna be pissed.
I do agree with you that the Star Wars franchise is far more iconic than anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But what you just said about Thor, seriously, fuck you! How dare you say that nobody would care if Thor was butchered? As a fan of a standalone movie, I feel very insulted by what you just said. As you can see here, I own this movie, and for good reasons too. I enjoy it every single time I watch it. Look, if you don't like Thor, that's fine, but saying that nobody will care if he is butchered is very fucking ignorant. How dare you? And for the record, you are not a proper fan of Marvel. You are a fucking fanboy and an ignorant one at that. Also, Iron Man is someone who is beloved by a lot of people. You're seriously willing to tell me that nobody will mind if he gets butchered? Seriously, fuck you! All that's left of the video is him using that Are You an Angel clip to further try to prove how much the prequels suck. It's shit like this that makes him the worst movie reviewer on this website. Seriously, The Amazing Atheist, get a fucking grip on yourself and grow the fuck up. You are not a teenager anymore, so stop acting like one. The only reason I'm insulting you is because you fucking deserve it. Shoving your ignorant opinions down people's throats will not be tolerated anymore. And I seriously hope that after people watch this video, you will lose respect from a lot of your fans. And he also made a video reacting to the second trailer. It's just fucking pointless. All he said is, I'm sorry guys, you were right, I was wrong. Even though he should have realized that when he saw the first fucking trailer. And this is not the first time that I call out on how awful his movie reviews are. Since I'm passionate about movies, I will call him out again if he makes another terrible movie related video. Also, when he finally gets around to reviewing the actual movie, I will watch it and fucking laugh for it. But if enough of you want me to comment it on that review when it comes out, I will do it as long as enough people say they want me to. But I'm only doing it if, and this is a big if, at least 15 other people say that they want me to do it. I got nothing else to say, so thank you for watching and have a great day.